Hello everybody, welcome back to Lily Lulu, or welcome if it's your first time here. My name's Karen and today I'm here to play with some bits of paper. I'm going to make some envelopes. This isn't for any specific project. This is because since if you've watched the last few videos, you'll know I've just had a bit of a cold recently and I need a sip of tea. I've still got a bit of a sore throat. I feel fine in myself now. I just still got a croaky throat. And I've really lost my crafting mojo and I really want to be getting on with stuff, but I keep finding myself sitting and looking at everything and I just can't get motivated. I don't know what to do with myself. So I do have a project that I need to get started, which is another journal. But I don't know, I just can't seem to get myself organised with that one. And I'm really looking forward to doing it. Don't get me wrong, it's not something I don't want to do. I am really going to enjoy doing it. But I don't want to start it while I'm not in the mood because I don't want to make a mess of it. So I thought I would come along and I've got papers all over my dining room table. I've got some book page, I've got some digitals that are either misprinted or I printed too many or what have you. I've got some other I've got some paper pads and all sorts on the table. And I just thought I would grab some paper and make some very simple envelopes. No envelope board required. And this was inspired by, get down Max. Max is trying to come and say hello. This was inspired by Julie from Camelia Crafts Designs. She made a video yesterday. I think I watched it yesterday. I'm not sure she uploaded it yesterday. I'm really behind on watching all my favourite YouTubers. So if you haven't seen me commenting on your channel, guys, and you happen to catch this, I'm really sorry. But as I say, I don't know, I'm just not myself at the moment. But she was making these envelopes and she had got this from Corey Darman, who had done a video about what to do when you've lost your mojo. So that's where it's all come from. So I thought that's exactly what I need to do. Just crack on and do something. Because I don't know about you, if you are, in a bit of a creative slump, the only way to get out of it really is to sit down and actually do something. So anyway, that's what we're going to do today. So for all of these envelopes, you need a square of paper. So I've just quickly chomped all these down with my chopper to squares. But as you can see, they're all different sizes. I've got some, you'll recognise these from the last journal I've just made. These were from the journal I made for my daughter, the 21st journal. And I've got other bits and pieces floating around on my desk. So how she started this was, and obviously these don't need to be double-sided, these envelopes. You can use single-sided paper. So what Julie did was found the centre of each square by just literally folding diagonally and making a little mark one way and then folding on the opposite diagonal and making a mark. And Karen has folded the same way twice. So can I see where they cross? Making a meal out of this already, and it's supposed to be very simple. So I hope everybody is well and happy and enjoying the sunshine. I hope it is sunny where you live. Right, so I've just made a little mark there of where the centre of the paper is, and then she pulled in the point on one side to that little mark we've just made and folded that side, and then the same thing on the other side to meet that point. This is going to be a very diddy little envelope. So that's like that. And then if you've got directional paper, you need to make sure you've got it the way up that you're going to want it. And then, so this is going to be my top. Then she got a ruler. And I can also use my board here for this. And my envelope is not in the middle. So let's see if we can get that a bit better. Are we there yet? And then she just lifted the flap just to make a mark along there, and then bring up the bottom flap to that slight crease line you've just made. But it doesn't matter if it comes beyond it or not quite up to it. You can vary the size of your envelope at this point. And then we're just going to tuck that little piece in to make a nice little envelope shape. And I totally eyeballed that, but I think Julie used her ruler again, but I didn't. I think I better try and use art glitter for this as we're on camera, and I haven't used it yet today, so let's see if it's going to play ball. So first of all, we wanted to stick this flap down. And then we're going to want some glue along this side piece and this diagonal piece, I think I'm remembering that right. And there is our first little envelope. Ta-da! And then we can just round the point on this if you have a corner rounder and you'd like to. And there's our first little envelope. So that's quite cute. And then obviously you can use that in the journal. You could just stick it on the page like that and tuck things in and have some sort of little closure on there. Or you could just pop it in a pocket or behind a belly band or in a tuck spot, whatever you wanted to do. So I can see I haven't got that very square, but it will do. It doesn't have to be perfect. So that's the first one. Maybe I'll do this bigger one next and see if I can get it more square. So that, and you might be able to see better what I'm doing, because I just realised that green envelope on the green mat probably wasn't a great idea, was it? So let's take this one. So we're going to find the middle again. But now, of course, you could use your ruler or your mat and measure to find the middle point. But if you don't want to be faffing, now it could be that my chompy chopper hasn't cut these quite square, which does happen occasionally. Of course, it's not me, it's the chompy chopper. So yeah, I hope you're all well. It's really strange weather here today. It's beautifully sunny, and this morning I went out early. I was out and back again by 8:30, and it was glorious outside. It really was beautiful, lovely and warm. I had shorts on, a t-shirt, didn't need a jacket or anything. And then it's clouded over and got really grey and looked like it was going to absolutely pour with rain, but it didn't. And now it's nice and sunny again, but I've now got on long jogging bottoms and my fleece because I'm really not very warm at all. So now which way, if we have this coming up, the camera's is going to be upside down. I think we'll have that as the top. It's not going to work brilliantly either way because it's got writing on it, but there you go. Yeah, so it's very strange weather here today, but it's quite pleasant. Had the back door open for most of the day, but obviously if I do that while I'm trying to film, the dogs will be having a field day with all the people walking past. I've still got my daughter's dog here as well, so they rile each other up. And Max doesn't need a lot of encouragement at the best of times, as you know. So we're just folding the bottom up here. Let's get our envelope shape. And then I think, did Julie mark like this and then fold it over? I can't remember. I've been asleep since then. Anywho, I can't even see that mark now that I've just made. I think I was better off eyeballing it. So just fold that over, and that's quite nice as well, because then as you're putting things in the envelope, it's obviously giving a bit of extra protection there. So, and I've got my bone folder out and I'm not even using it. I'm trying to remember if this is a ShabbyDabbyDooDah paper or an ArtyMaze, because I used both to make my daughter's journal, and because I've cut these up a bit now, I'm not sure which one's which, so I'll have to try and find them and leave a link if I can. But say these, I made that journal for my daughter's 21st, and she'll be 23 this year, so it's quite a while ago now. So I should really have something under here because I'm slopping glue about everywhere. And I've tried before I've popped the camera on today, I've tried to get absolutely everything out that I might need so that I don't have to disappear halfway through. So I've got stuff everywhere now. So there's our second envelope, and obviously that's marked there now where I was finding my centre, but when I use these in a journal I will decorate that, so that will be covered up. So, oh, that was another thing that Julie mentioned, make sure when you fold your flap up that you actually come over your bottom pieces. So that wasn't quite over. So there we are. That's another little envelope. That's number 2. Let's see what these book page ones come out like. Actually, you don't have to do this diagonally, do you, to find the middle? You could just do it like that. If I fold it there and there and get it square, that should be the middle there. Let's see if that comes out any different. Oh, what's happened to my point on my pencil? So again, bringing up opposite pointy corners to the centre mark, and then which way can I have that way? That's going to be the top. So now this is going to be quite flimsy because it's book page. It might be an idea if you're using book page to actually stick 2 pages together first, so that they are, you know, to reinforce them a bit, make them a bit stronger. I'm moving my ruler as I'm doing this, so that, you know, they've got a bit more about them. And let's bring up the bottom piece to that crease line. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. And then we'll fold this piece over. It's too far down. See, I eyeballed that one. That wasn't a good eyeball. That's a little bit better. And then we'll stick here. Reinforce that a little bit. And this little triangle on the edges. It's another cute little one. Now this one, this was obviously one part of one of those digitals that I used for the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings journal. So as it is, it wouldn't really be much use in another journal. But as this is an aged map, if I decorate it up, hopefully it won't be too obvious what the map is. I think the map side is more usable than the serpent side, so that's what I'm going to go with. So I'm going to bring the points to the middle again. Like that, and then see which way is my top, which is this one. And then just give that a bit of a crease so we can see what we're working to. Then bring the bottom point up to where you've just folded. Now this paper is a bit thicker. I think this is 160 GSM. Obviously I don't know what the book page was, but that other, the digital, oh actually that might have been the same. Oh no, I think that was 120. It's hard to remember now what I printed on, but this definitely feels like it has a bit more to it. So let's see if I can do this one a bit neater. Doggies, we don't need to bark, thank you. In your beds. In your beds. Somebody has had the front to walk past the house. How rude. Max does not like that. Do you, Maxie? Hey? That wasn't too bad actually. I think our training is working slowly but surely. I think he is getting a little bit better. So if you're new here, my dog is very, very anxious. He was a lockdown puppy, and just at the age where he should have been socialising, we went into our second lockdown, and it's left him very anxious, and he was getting worse, but we've been taking him to a trainer who's been working with us, and I think we're seeing a slight improvement now, so I hope that's not wishful thinking. So I think that one's come out a little bit better. So I think the slightly heavier paper does make a difference. Let's do another. Oh, this one is, I'm sure this is an ArtyMaze paper. Apologies if I'm wrong, but oh, that's not going to be great, is it? I think I'll have to use that for collage. Let's have this one. So yes, a little bit of a mass make, just to say, I just felt like I wanted to do something just to get me doing something, rather than just umming and ahhing of, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And actually ending up doing nothing at all. So at least I have a little stash of envelopes to use. And I don't know what's better storage wise. Let me know what you think. Is it better to have my, you know, papers stored in a box or something as a whole sheet of paper, or is it better to make the ephemera and then store the ephemera to use it? I really can't decide because I've got no space, no storage space. As you know, I work on my dining room table in my kitchen, which is in the middle of my house. Very inconvenient. I'm not going to go up so far with this one. And I have absolutely no storage. I sort of squirrel away my craft equipment and papers and things wherever I can fit them in. So they're in the dresser, and I've got a bookshelf in the kitchen for my cookery books, which also has most of my craft bits and pieces up there. So yeah, it's all squirreled away in different places. Got all little storage boxes hidden between the sofas, and I keep thinking, would it be better to, you know, the spare paper I've got, would it be better to make it up into ephemera and store the ephemera, or is it taking up less space by having it, you know, just as sheets of paper? I'm not sure. So if anybody's got any tips and tricks for storage when you don't have any storage room, I'd be really grateful. Because I like having, you know, some ready-made ephemera to use, and since we've moved I haven't had that because because of the circumstances, and I miss, you know, just being able to grab bits and pieces. Oh, it's getting really warm now. I'm going to need to take my top off. So I miss having those, you know, little stash of envelopes or pockets or journal cards or whatever, but I don't really know where I would put them. So sorry, a bottle of glue's just gone on the floor, and you just know somebody's going to eat that if I don't pick it up. So yeah, umming and ahhing. Right, I'm going to have a go with one of these bits of 6x6 papers. So I think I'm having more success finding the middle this way rather than the diagonal way. And obviously this is plain on the other side, so it's quite easy to see when you're folding paper. So what have I got coming up? I'm planning, as I've mentioned a few times, I'm planning to do a sort of woodland fox journal for a friend of mine. That's going to be my next journal. And then I'm going to do Christmas in July because I want to make some Christmas journals in advance. Every year I say I'm going to make Christmas journals, and every year I run out of time. So this year I'm going to do Christmas in July, and then I hopefully will have at least one done before we get to the Christmas season. I've also got to make a journal for my youngest grandson. I made journals for my granddaughter and my grandson when they were born, for my daughter to use as, you know, sort of baby books to keep bits and pieces in. And my youngest grandson he was born in November, and I still haven't made his book. I haven't even started his book. So I want to get that done. As I say, I've got two journals I need to go back to and finish. One of those is my daughter's engagement journal, and the other one is a Peter Rabbit journal. And you may have seen I did a series of Peter Rabbit journals. I made 4, and 3 of them were finished and sent on where they needed to go, and the 4th one is still sitting in the box waiting to be finished. It's been moved I did intend to finish it before we moved, but I didn't. So that's sitting there waiting to be done. And I've got a whole list of other things I want to make just because I want to make them, not for anything specific, just because they're ideas that I want to try or I want to work with, things I want to work with. So and obviously some of the journals that I know are going to be used as keepsakes, I will make in my usual style. But the things that I'm doing just because I want to try, you know, some different things. I want to make a, it's not in a square. I want to make a folio, and I want to make another soft cover journal using some Amazon packaging, because I've got stuff saved that I need to use because it's in the way. So yeah, I've got quite a lot of stuff in mind to do, but I've not been sort of inspired to get on and do any of it. To be fair, the Foxy journal, as I say, I've just got a new printer, and I've printed out, I think it's 3 digital kits that I'm intending to use. I mean, I may not necessarily use the whole of the 3 kits, but I want to have them, you know, some of the pieces of each to use. But I have only just printed it, sort of each of them roughly on basic printer paper, just as a sort of a reference. I like to see what's in the kit. I like to sort of see it on paper, see how big it is. And so they've not been printed properly. As I say, they're just like draft quality on basic printer paper, and they're not, you know, it's not borderless and filling the full sheet or anything. And I'm obviously still getting the hang of the new printer, and you know, how to do double-sided, and you know, because every printer you use is slightly different, and that sort of takes concentration that I don't seem to have at the moment since I've been poorly. So I say I've printed out the kits just to have as a visual reference, but I haven't got round to concentrating and deciding what I actually want to use, and getting it together. And I also need to buy some more bookboard for the cover, and something else I need to buy that I can't think of at the moment, that I know I need, that I've run out of. So I could get started on it, but I do need to sort of sit and concentrate, and decide what I'm going to need, what I want to use. I think I know the fabric that I'm going to use as the cover. So yeah, that's where and obviously, you know, I bought the book in that charity shop that I'm going to be using in that as well. So right, how many have we made here? I didn't round all the points off, which I want to do, so let's do that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not bad. Not a bad start to get me going. As I say, these are not for anything specific. I'm just going to keep these somewhere safe so that I've got them ready to go. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that and found it useful and enjoyed listening to me waffling on about a load of rubbish, really. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you all again very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.